Welcome to all. In this video, we are learning estimation of the peak discharge using the rational method. So I have brought you a complex case study example which the drainage engineer work in day-to-day activity to proposal of the storm drainage network. So this is the case study here. So I have a residential township having the 6 plot and discharge, and the runoff from the 6 plot is getting discharged into the pilot channel proposed at the center part of the township. So this is that center part of the township, and this is the township boundary, and this is having the 6 plots which for which the proposed runoff is getting discharged into the stormwater channel. And so my purpose is to design the stormwater channel. So before designing the stormwater channel, so we have to first analyze like how much is the peak runoff which is discharging from each of the plot area. So each plot area is this each single catchment. So for that we have to estimate the catchment parameters. So I have brought you the Excel calculation to show you how we can follow the methodology to estimate the peak discharge. To do that, we require the first detail is the catchment details. So catchment details means one is the catchment area, and we have to know the topography of the catchment, where is the highest and where is the lowest for the post developmental case. Okay, and one more thing we require is the land use, what is the few proposed master plan, and based on that we have to consider the runoff coefficient. That is also one of the input, and the major input for this proposal is the design rainfall graph, or I can call it as intensity, duration, frequency. So that also I have here. So I have that intensity, duration, frequency graph. So that is also input for this design of the estimation of these surface water runoff using the rational method. So first task in this estimation of the peak discharge is the getting the input details. So you can see these are all having 6 plots. So 6 plots are 6 catchments. So catchment name is plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, like that up to plot 6. The area, so what I've shown is not up to the scale in this image, so it is just a representation purpose. So this is actually the real number. So you can see this is the actual area of the plots. Okay, and the longest flow path of the catchment. So longest flow path is nothing but this distance, the distance from the extreme end of the plot to the final outlet point of this site. So final outlet point is somewhere here. So this is that final outlet point. Okay, so that is actually the longest flow path, and this is the slope of the catchment. The slope of the catchment is nothing but the proposed grading of this plot. So these plots are the lands are graded for 2.5% slope. So 2.5% is in terms of meter per meter is 0.025 meter per meter. Okay, so now comes our estimation part. So first we need to do the estimation of the TC, that is time of concentration. So for the rational method we generally use this Kirpich formula for the estimation of the time of concentration. So this is that formula. So in TC is equals to 0.0195 into L to the power 0.77 into S to the power minus 0.385, and TC is the time of concentration in minutes, and S is the watershed gradient or the slope in terms of meter per meter, and L is the maximum length of flow in meters. So we all know this parameter. So let's apply and do the calculation in the Excel. So first the empirical constant is 0.0195, and afterwards the L is the longest flow path to the power 0.77 into the S is the watershed or the catchment slope to the power minus 385. So first we did this TC for the first plot. So what you can do, you can drag it down, so it will do a same methodology for a calculation for the TC for other catchments. So this is the TC we have calculated. Okay, and in terms of hours, so if I want to convert this into hours, so what I need to do, I will have to multiply I need to divide this by 60. So I need to divide this by 60. So this is in terms of TC, in terms of hours. Okay, and before jumping into this rainfall intensity, so we have calculated the TC. So based on that, we have to calculate the rainfall intensity for 10 years, and we know the TC time. So I have this IDF graph. So we have to calculate the corresponding the rainfall intensity for the corresponding TC duration. Okay, so time of concentration duration we have to do. But in bit, if you can see here, some in between minutes, we don't have any direct numbers. One option is doing the interpolation. Linear interpolation is the one option, and the second option is the generating the IDF equation using the goodness of fit method. So that is also, this is that reference for the goodness of fit method. So that is also mentioned in the CPHEO 2019. So one is the linear plotting the graph and doing the linear variation, and second method is the goodness of fit method. Okay, so I will start that once again, but before that I have to put one more parameter here, that is the runoff coefficient. So initially you can see the many of the engineers, the entry level engineers do mistake in the runoff coefficient parameter. So what they will do, they will consider the runoff coefficient based on existing condition. This is actually incorrect. We should have to consider the runoff coefficient based on the post developmental condition. Okay, so in this case, this plot existing condition of the, or I would say as-built condition of this site is almost a barren land with a lawn. So many of the entry level engineer make a mistake that they will directly consider the this green area from the rational table. So that is almost 0.3 or 0.25, so which is incorrect. So what we have to do, we have to consider the runoff coefficient for the post development condition. So in this proposed development, so what is my proposed development for the each of the plot is the 70% will be impervious area or the hardscape, and the 30% is the green area or the softscape. So based on the 70-30 criteria for the land develop planning, urban planning, so I am considering average runoff coefficient as 0.75. So for each of the plot areas, so this is the runoff coefficient for each of the plot area. Is I have considered uniform because all these are having this fixed development, that is 70% hardscape and 30% softscape. Okay. So the next step is the determination of the rainfall intensity corresponding to the time of concentration. So I have determined the time of concentration for different catchment area, catchments like plot 1 to plot 6. Okay, so and also I have this rainfall IDF table and its duration and its intensity, but the major drawback is I don't have any intermediate duration and its corresponding intensity. Suppose I have 5 minutes, but I don't have any intermediate value for 6.4 minutes. So what we can do, so one option is plotting this graph in the normal scale and using the linear interpolation method, joining all the points and estimate or determine the intermediate duration and its corresponding rainfall intensity. And the second option is the generating the IDF equation. And what is the advantage of this rainfall, generating the rainfall IDF equation is we can determine the rainfall intensity duration even for short duration and also for the long duration. Suppose I want to know the rainfall intensity for sure, the duration shorter than 5 minutes and longer than 1440 minutes. So in that case the rainfall IDF equation is very much helpful. And the one of the setback of this rainfall IDF equation is this very approximate. It's the accuracy is based on the how much is the goodness of the fit value is showing. Okay, that is also one drawback of this goodness of fit method. Okay, so I will show you the IDF equation. So this is the IDF equation. I is equals to a by 2 to the power n, and we have to change this into logarithmic scale here. Okay, so here I am doing the same. So I will convert this into the normal graph plot, and later on I'll change it to the logarithmic graph plot. Okay, so first one I have the normal log plot. So in x-axis it is the duration, and in the y-axis it is the intensity. So I'll convert this into the logarithmic scale. So I have converted it this y-axis into logarithmic scale. Same I need to do in the x-axis. Same, I have done this change. So now our graph is in the logarithmic scale, the intensity, duration, frequency curve. Okay, now what we have to do is to plot the trend line. So best trend line in this case is the power function. Okay, so here I need to select the power function, the linear, and here is the power function trend line we need to select. Okay, and another one is we have to click on this display the trend line equation, and also the covariance factor. Okay, this is the correlation factor, and this is the trend line in the power function. Okay, so I will increase its text size. I'll increase the font size to 15. So this is that rainfall IDF equation for this specific 10-year return period intensity. Okay, and in this y is nothing but the duration, and x is the y is the rainfall intensity, and x is the duration. Okay, we will apply the same formula in that table. Okay, 362. Let me copy this one. I'll paste it somewhere else. Okay, and there's no option of paste. I've just copy this one. 362.8 x to the power minus 462. Okay, I'll apply that exponential, the power exponential formula here. 362.8 into the x is our duration, and to the power minus 0.462. Okay, 362.8 and okay, so we have arrived for one plot. Same, we have to copy and drag it down so that it will follow same methodology for the other plots. Okay, we have estimated the rainfall intensity value based on the TC for different catchment using the IDF equation method. Okay, and once this it is done, so next task is to estimation of the peak discharge, okay, from each of the plot catchments. So we have that rainfall we have this rational method formula. So this is equals to 10 into CIA, but I need in terms of Qmax. So what I am going to use, so CIA divided by 360 as a conversion factor to get these hours into the seconds. So that is the reason I am using the conversion factor that is divided by 360. Okay, so C is known, it is runoff coefficient. C is the runoff coefficient into the I is the rainfall intensity for 10 years, and A, it is the area of the plot or the catchment area divided by 360. Okay, so we have calculated the catchment or the rational peak, the peak for each of the catchment for using the rational formula. Okay, so what is our final outcome? So we have calculated the peak runoff which is coming out of each of the plot area using the rational method, and we have determined the time of concentration using the Kirpich formula. Later on, we have done we have generated the rainfall IDF equation using the best fit method as mentioned in the CPHO formula, and finally we have estimated the rainfall, the peak discharge from the rational method for each of the plot areas, that is nothing but the subcatchments. So what is our final outcome? So final outcome is how much is the total runoff, surface runoff inflow which is discharging into this proposed stormwater pilot channel. So this channel. So what I need to do, I need to add or the sum up all these plot runoffs or the total catchment outflow. Okay, I will add all these peak, rational peak discharge. Okay, so this is our final peak runoff from the catchment. Okay, this is 7.55 Qmax. Qmax is, you can also mention it as meter cube per second. Okay, so if you have questions, do let me know. So thank you for watching.